Welcome back, everyone. This is Akinar here with more Baba Is You. It's time for some more puzzles, and let's take another look here at the depths. I believe in order for us to move forward here, we have to make some progress regarding this level 3. I don't think there is a way for us to progress otherwise, because we have this limitation, Skull not facing Baba Is You, and also Baba is push. So even if I were to try to approach from this angle, I can't actually get into where Baba's at because Baba is push. So we have to reverse that. And I can't do anything yet with this rock is push, because I think eventually we could theoretically transform Baba into a rock or maybe something else. But in order to get access to that word, I would need to be able to approach sort of from this angle. The key is also push, though, and the key is blocking my ability to kind of come around from this side and cross over where Baba is at. I guess Baba is also push, so maybe that's not even... Okay, we'll have to think about that for later. That's going to be a mystery for another time. But right now, let's go back to Crushers, because I think one of the things the first time we were here is I was very puzzled about this push that's kind of over here in the corner, and I don't think I explored this thoroughly enough to try to figure out, is there a way that we can access, gain access to this word? And if I think about this a little more, there should be a way, I think, to maneuver this out. What we need to think of, or I think what we have to employ, is we have to work with text being weak. I think that is the initial step that we have to take. We also need to disable belt is shift. I haven't thought yet exactly how we want to be doing that. As in, do we want to disable it this way, or this way, or this way? We'll do this for now, but we might need to examine that more closely. But this allows us to make this initial step of text is weak, which I'm not sure if we fully explored this the last time that we were here. Okay, now the thing that I had not considered was the fact that doing that is going to remove whatever word is over the skulls. So maybe maybe we don't need belt anymore. So maybe that is okay to destroy. If we do this now, text is weak, that means we have the ability to do this. And now we can access the push keyword. Now that is the furthest that I had thought about this in considering this puzzle off camera. So now what does that allow us to do that we could not do before? It actually doesn't really do anything because we got rid of belt. The only potential thing that we could use this push for would be belt is push, because text is already push inherently. So maybe, let's go ahead and restart. Maybe what we need to do is go like this. And then we do what we did before. Make text as weak. So now we have access to a push. So we theoretically now can say belt is push. Is the belt what we want to be push? Or doing that, what does that allow us to do that we could not do before? Because I think the goal that we're aiming for, it's trivial to just get to the flag. We got the dandelion, the easiest dandelion it seems like in the game. So there must be more to do here, and I think we have to do more here. We have to transform the level into something. And I'm guessing that that has to be text. I don't think that transforming this level into a belt is going to have any effect on the depths overworld. If we could make the level text, though, that would make, I think, we would have the word level available in the overworld. So I think that is the goal that we are aiming for. Now, ultimately, if we were to get level is text in place, then we kind of need to get rid of this weak, don't we? How do we traverse through this area here? I think we need to disable text being weak. Let's do it like this. We're gonna need this is. This is now our only is that we have left. And we kind of need belt to be pushed, don't we? Is that true? If we make belt push, the only way to do it is like this? So now if belt is push, could I... What could I do? Where would I want to put the belt? I don't think there's... I was starting to think if there was anything creative we could do with the flag, because the flag is not push, so I could maybe put the belt over the flag and then shift it. Except I don't think I can actually shift it out here. I don't think we should be focusing on the flag. We'll put that aside for the moment, but we might need to come back to that. What we need to be focusing on is how do we maneuver the word text into position underneath level is? We probably need it to go through this column here where the skulls are. But skull facing Kiki is move and skull is defeat. We had done this thing before where text was shift. How are we doing this? What does a sequence look like where text... Because if we could get text to the right of weak, then we could just kind of push this over here into position. Is there some way to eliminate the weak keyword? I don't think we can. Because there's no... Even if... When I have text is weak, I can't push this weak from a direction to easily destroy it. So we have to focus our efforts here on... Belt is push. Belt is shift. And skull facing Kiki is move. We did this thing before where text was shift. And we were able to move the skulls by doing that. Okay. Text is not shift anymore. We've also... We've caused the skulls to face away from Kiki by doing this, but there's still defeat, which means the words that are over the skulls I've lost access to. Is there some other way? So we've reached the mini objective of getting access to push. But it's not immediately clear how that actually does help us. We can reposition, it allows us to reposition the belt. Let me look at this again from the beginning. What is the... Let's just restart. Is there a way that I can preserve more words? In order to get access to one of these is keywords. Is there some other way to do this where I can save one of these, where I can save the second is? What exactly are we trying to do? I'm going to look one more time at the overworld. There is no belt keyword here, so transforming level 3, crushers. I think we have to turn it into text, because otherwise there's really nothing else to do here in this spot. Rock is push, which really only allows us to destroy the water and gain access to these 2 levels. So in order to gain access to level 4, we have to destroy the door. Or at least to do anything. I suppose what we could do if we were able to change 3 into text, I would presume that we would get the level keyword, and we would be able to say Baba is level up here. Baba is level. So we would end up, theoretically, with like 2 extra puzzles where Baba is at. And we would also gain access to the key. It feels like this is where we have to be. I just wanted to re-examine and make sure that my assumptions there are correct. Because belt is shift. We kind of need to break this in order to get out. And the only way that I can see to break that is to push one of these words onto the skulls. I could do it like this. I could break it over here, and this would allow me to kind of have access to... Oh, this would allow me to say belt is shift and belt is push, wouldn't it? I think it would. Let's see what that looks like. If belt is both shift and push, will that do it for me? I don't know that that'll do much for me, though. But let's take a look. Let's take a look again here and see. No, but I'm getting rid of my shift. We could say belt is text. Is there some way that I could creatively destroy this weak block using the belt? I'm getting a little, it feels very daunting to try to make it through this line of skulls. The idea of how to get through here has not occurred to me yet. Because I'm going to enable the grid momentarily. It's not, when I press the circle button on the controller, that doesn't, it just re-enables the setting. We have 1, 2, let's see. From Kiki here to, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 squares to get up here. I don't really even have 9 potential objects that I could push with. I have text, I have is, belt is the actual belt, that's 5. Then I have the push keyword. There's something creative. We can't just push objects. We can't just use objects to push enough pieces or enough items vertically in order to get text lined up into this spot here. We can't brute force this. We have to come up with something that allows... The key has to... It has to be about moving the skulls in some way that gives us access. Skull facing Kiki is move, and skull is defeat. There are 5 skulls that we have to pass by. If I transform the belt into text, I could theoretically transform text, but then I lose my level is. Dang, what am I trying to do here? There's no way we can do text stacking, is there? Like if I was going to... I think I need to reset in order to get my shift back. But if I was going to go like... I want to reestablish belt as shift. So let's do this. Now we bring down the is. I guess we'll bring down text as well. I didn't do this very conveniently for myself. It's okay though, because we can push these back through this way. So belt being shift, it does not stack text. All we do is move through the text, which is ultimately not useful. It feels like it could be useful if we were able to push the belt and also have it be shift. But even if I could do that, the problem is that Kiki is what triggers the skulls to move. So let's say I'm pushing the belt vertically through here. I couldn't really shift the skulls out of the way because they're not going to move into this column until Kiki has already pushed the belt past them. I am really not seeing how I am meant to get by these skulls. I have gained access to a new keyword, push, which I was hoping would be a lot more useful. But so far, nothing. All right, let's just do a little experiment one more time here to see. Text being shift. Text being shift. I need to wait a time step, I guess. Okay. So that does act essentially as... It's not shift anymore. Do I need text to stay shift? So do I need to... Maybe I need to do like I did before and put this over here. And this goes like this. So we do that. We do that. So this is kind of shifting things along. The problem comes Yeah, like the skulls immediately... It's not like I have a time step to be able to, you know, take one step and sort of get the skull, you know, have it enter this column sort of after I get in front of it, but then step away. It just immediately is there because my move or my step is happening, and then the check for move as well as the execution of move is happening immediately after that. So, gosh, it really feels like Kiki really can't go through this. Kiki cannot go. Is there any way to do anything about these skulls? Skull is defeat. Skull facing Kiki is move. I don't think I have a way to turn any of these skulls to a direction where they're not going to be facing me. Correct? I feel like that is correct. So, is it really a case that I need to just have a whole bunch of things to push? Am I assuming that there's just not enough things to push when in reality there is? Could I do something like this? Maybe this is the key that I need to be thinking in terms of maybe this is what we should be doing. If I do things like this, do I still have just the one? Can I get any more than one word? I can, right? I can get the is and the push. I just need to do the whole text is weak thing first. Except I don't... I'm going to lose a word if I do that. Is there any way... Is there any way that I could... Let's... if I say text is weak, I'm gonna lose that belt is. So is that even worth? Do I even care about doing that? If I don't go and get the push where it is right now, if I don't go to do that, I only have this many pieces of text. I'm not sure I'm seeing this one. All right, I think I'm gonna have to move on from this one for the moment. We did at least get access to the push keyword, but I'm really not seeing exactly what sequence we're supposed to do things in here. We can't stack text, and I don't know if I have a way to make belt both shift and push, and even if I did, what would that get me? Because it feels like an insurmountable obstacle passing by all these skulls at the moment. But we'll set it down for now and focus on some of the other stuff that we've got in front of us here. This is the main progression point. If there is more to the game, or if there is more beyond this level, we have to make progression here at some point, and hopefully we can. But for now, let's go ahead. I need to figure out how to get my skull into the right position here, which I think I can... How do we do this? How do we do this? Do I have to push? Maybe I have to push this around. Because I do have some ideas on some of the other areas. We've got quite a few like bonus and extra puzzles that we've been stuck on. I like to try to focus on the areas that are going to get us to the next stage of the game, whatever that may be. I don't know how deep this rabbit hole of puzzleception goes. But let's start to circle back around to some of the previous puzzles that we have been stuck on, because I think there is one in particular. There is one in particular that I have had an idea about. I wish that all of my ideas and inspiration were able to happen here during a on-camera session, but sometimes you're doing the video editing after the fact and you sort of have, or maybe you're thinking about it just at night before you are putting the head on the pillow, and sometimes inspiration occurs when you least expect it. And I think that is finally the case here with Floatiest platforms. This one, similar to Out at Sea and maybe a couple of others that we've been stuck on for numerous sessions, I think I finally have it. Because the key limitation here that was sort of escaping me is Lonely Baba is defeat. What was throwing me off on this level was the fact that I was thinking in terms of the fact that, let me see if I can get everything into position here. What we need to do, I think we can actually do that. And then, how do we do this? We're gonna push this down. We're gonna put these down here like this. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a bridge in this direction. Because this might actually not be good enough. So if I try to go, I need a rock to not be pushed now. One of the things that I was fixated on this board, as I'm going to, I think, reset this and try to work this out. One of the things that I was fixated on was the fact that the puzzle space here, the grid, is much narrower. It's much more narrow than the previous iteration, floaty platforms. And so what that was causing me to do was think about these spots on the board where maybe we could push some words next to key is open, or we could push something next to flag is win, and we could transform the rocks creatively. I was also thinking about, you know, the other idea that had been, I think at the outset, was just how could we introduce an offset? How could we get both Babas into a, you know, the fact that they are moving around in sync here feels like such a limiting thing, because as soon as one of them takes a step off of the map, or really the fact, you know, the door is not push anymore, and so we can't quite get the door and the key to line up in the same spot. We need to create an offset somehow, is what I was thinking. I was wondering if that thought process would bear any fruit. And at the time it had not, and I had sort of put it to the side, but I think maybe it finally has occurred to me what we should have been doing all along. I just need to be a little finicky here in how I set this up, because I think there is a way to create an offset. There is actually a way. I just need to now say something a little different here with my words, because the fact that the board is narrower, more narrow than floaty platforms, does mean that you can push words up against the side here, which does create an offset. Now, at first, it hadn't occurred to me what that offset would do until I finally realized the key limitation here is Lonely Baba is defeat. If I can get two Babas together, we no longer have Lonely Baba. And now we have a win, because there's nothing that limits us anymore. It feels so simple when it finally occurs to you, but gosh dang, this one was escaping us for so long, as you all have seen. But we finally have the win on Floatiest platforms out of my game. And we get Bird is Float. That is a complete mountain. I was not sure. I had suspected that this would be the last level or the last puzzle, but you never know. Sometimes there are extra puzzles that open up after the fact. But that does complete the mountain, which means I think we now have a complete board here. I am not aware of anything else here on this area of the map that could potentially be accessible to us. We've got the depths over there, and we've got the question mark daisy level. but those are sort of separate from the main world here. And I'm kind of curious, what happens now? What happens now if we actually complete the game once again? Is this a good time for us to do this? I'm wondering if there is such a thing as alternate endings, and I kind of want to see. Now, I might have to, it might take me just a minute here to redo my solution. We have done this before, but it has been some time, and I don't know that I will immediately remember exactly what needs to be done here. So maybe I will just wait on this for the moment. It feels very good to get the completion there, but I think we will delay that for just a bit. And I'll think about when we might want to check again, because maybe alternate endings are not really a thing. But the way that when we did A Way Out many episodes ago, it was taking into account our dandelions, right? It was sort of siphoning away our dandelion count, and it made me wonder if we could get things to end differently. I think I might go ahead and do that. I think I might go ahead and work through this solution. So give me just a minute here to try to redo things. And I'm waffling on this a little bit, but let's go ahead and check out what happens if we try to end the game again. Okay, I think I've got things finally rearranged here the way that they should be. If I remember how we did this before. Because now I get to go in here and I get to push. Push. This feels slightly different from what we did before, but I think this still gets the job done. And so now we get to push the rock down here. And then we say rock is weak. We do that, and then we say flag is end, right? And now, let's see what this does. Probably have to go through the same sequence we did before to collect all of these. Whee! This is such a cool sequence. The music is great. Okay. And now... So yeah, see, it's taking all of our dandelions here. Is anything different gonna happen? Feels like it's the same. Admittedly, it has been quite some time since we got to the end. I think this is the same. Okay. I just get the feeling when it does that animation there, it's just that animation with taking in the flowers that, you know, maybe there is something additional that you get for getting more flowers. It could be that we just need to get every single dandelion in the game, maybe. So we might do this one more time at some point if we are able to get all the flowers. I feel like we still have a lot of work to do on that front. But it is an amazing game. It is absolutely an amazing game. And I feel like there's still a lot more to be done. It feels very good. It feels very good to get the win on Floatiest platforms. That is a solution that is so elegant and also so difficult to see. At least for me it was. Be interested to know how you all dealt with that puzzle. But let's go ahead and we'll just go ahead and I think I'll watch the rest of this to see if there's anything new, but I feel like we are going to be getting back to the game here in just a moment. All right, so as expected, we get to the end of the credits and nothing new. Nothing new. We'll be interested to see if we do get something new at some point. And I do want, like my desire is, to try and complete every single puzzle in the game. We'll see if that's a goal that we can accomplish. It's a daunting one, because also I don't know how many puzzles are left. I don't know exactly how deep this rabbit hole of levelception goes. But we'll think about that eventually. Now, one thing that I wanted to try here, an idea that had occurred to me, we have found a way, since getting access to Baba, we have found a way to say rock is level, right? You can easily say something like this. We could just say rock is level, and that gives us a bonus level 6. We've also been able to say that water is level, and that gives us a bonus level 7. But I am curious to see what would happen if we do something like saying rock is water, and then say water is level. I should have brought the rock with me. I get a little laser focused on just pushing the word and not thinking about, oh, I can bring 2 words at once. Gotta economize the movements. So rock is water does give us 2 patches of water, and then we can grab this and say, like we did before, water is sink and level. Does that give us 2 bonus levels if we do that? No, it just gives us 6 and 7, just like before. I see. So transforming... I think there might have also been a way to say... Maybe not. I was thinking maybe we could say water is rock. Somehow water is sink and rock, and then water is level. But even if I could do that, it looks like I'm not going to get anything different than what I got here. I thought I might have stumbled onto an idea as to how to find extra level 5. Is it possible that doesn't exist? Do we have just 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6 and 7? Is there really no level, no bonus level 5? Is this supposed to count as bonus level 5, the ABCs? Is that maybe what the logic is here? I guess right now we'll proceed under that assumption. So we'll get to 6 and 7 eventually, but I do want to take another look here first at the potentially the last extra level on the ABC world, or the ABC section, Meteor Strike, because we had done the previous level, which was an iteration on this, and this immediately denies the solution that we had tried to get before, where we had simultaneously been able to say flag is fall, and also that belt is ghost. And we said the belt is ghost vertically while saying flag is fall horizontally. In this case, we can't do that because there's a section of wall here that is blocking that off. However, they have given us this love keyword. And I think the idea that had occurred to me was to try to somehow creatively use this space here, as well as the fact that we now have this love keyword, which does give us this ability to kind of have like an intermediate stage of transformation. Because I think ultimately, flag is win, and we do ultimately want this star to be transformed into a flag and fall to this spot while we have belt being ghost. And we want to that. The problem is that we can't make that happen simultaneously. I don't think that even if we tried to somehow line it up horizontally here and do both of them at the same time, this belt here creates an offset that doesn't allow you to create those two phrases simultaneously. So we have to use, I think, the stage of star, the stages of star transforming into love and then transforming into flag. So what we would do, I think we would do this. We would first just put into place flag is fall. Let's bring out both of these. I guess we don't have to be too particular. I was afraid of getting that word trapped and not being able to access it or move it around, but I think we can just do this. We can just say flag is fall, and that doesn't hurt us in any way to just say flag is fall right now. So then the next step here, I think, is going to be transforming star into love. And I think we do that by, the only way to do it is to use our letters. We're going to line things up. So that star is love. I think that is the way we want to go. So we can transform the star into love. Then, I think what we want to do, at this point, we actually want to say belt is ghost. I think we can actually just go ahead and say belt is ghost, because that does not screw up the phrase flag is win, because ghost is stop. So let's see if we can do that. We need ghost. Trying to see how I can do this semi-efficiently. Okay. And now I think we can just do this. Because the next step... okay, this is where I did... My idea was something along these lines, but then I forgot that I had gotten stuck. What I was thinking of doing was saying love is flag. But they're not letting us do that this easily because we cannot transform love, right? So I think we actually not missed a step, but we actually introduced an extra step that we don't want. I think I actually forgot the trap that I had fallen into as I was thinking about this off camera is that we actually don't want to say star is love. And I think maybe this whole love keyword is actually a red herring. But let's see if we can walk this through. So I think what we want to do actually is we need to create a situation here where we actually are wanting to say that star is flag. But we don't want to say it yet. We actually want... So we actually don't want the R keyword there. Excuse me. Keyword. The letter. We want a different letter there. I don't think it matters what letter. But we just want a letter that is not going to create a valid phrase. But we do want the A to be on the belt here. And then we line up the S and the T. So we have stag is fall. That's not a thing. And that's good. But we don't need this yet, actually. We don't even need this yet. Because now is when we go and we say belt is ghost. So actually, it does matter. It does matter what letter is there. Let's bring this out. The G I actually need for ghost. The general idea here is we want there to be like a placeholder that keeps the A from shifting away from the belt. We want the A to be stuck inside of this belt, which is going to eventually turn into a ghost. And in the meantime, while we have that, so actually we need two placeholders. We need two placeholders because we need the is as well. Some of the ironing out of the details here we're doing on in the actual play session because those details had not been ironed out beforehand in my mind. I just had this sort of key inspiration about what if we are able to use things creatively. Some of you probably see where I'm going with this. I just need to iron out the details. So let's get the ghost keyword spelled out here. And say belt is ghost. After we put the A back, because the A needs to be there. That's the important part. Because now we say belt is ghost. And now we can take out these two letters. Oh, okay, I am seeing even another little complication because I didn't put those in the right order, did I? I actually need both the A and the R to be next to each other, and I just need to be able to remove the S. So many things to iron out. Let's just back it up to where we made belt as ghost, and let's quickly change and put the S where the is supposed to be. We really just need the placeholder for the is keyword. Okay. Now we should be able to do this. Oh, but again, I have a problem, don't I? I do have a problem because how do I get the is in here? I was feeling so clever. I was feeling so clever about arranging this. And yet we're not quite there, are we? Because I don't have any way to get is in place now, do I? Is there any way to do what I want to do? I don't think I can actually do this. So maybe love is not a red herring after all. Maybe my whole game plan just kind of went up in smoke. And this supposedly brilliant idea is not actually going to get us anywhere. All right, I've been looking here to see if I can see something else, a different game plan, but having that kind of out the window, that first idea, is kind of throwing me for a loop. There's got to be something here. If this is not the way, then there must be something having to do with like the fact that Star has love, and the fact that we do have access in some way, or we can spell has. The letters that we have available to us, we are able to also create a has keyword. There's got to be something in that, which I've been thinking about here, but I'm just not quite able to see what that is yet. So we're going to let this one rest for now. The Meteor has not yet landed, and we'll have to wait for another day and some fresh brain action on that. But let's, I guess, we have very few puzzles left to do, right? At this stage, we are pretty limited on what we can do. So we're going to take a look here at these extra levels, these bonus levels, 6 and 7, because I can't seem to create a 5 just yet. So let's start with water, or maybe we'll start with rock, I guess, because rock gives us the level 6. as opposed to level 7, and we'll try to proceed with some semblance of order here. And let's go ahead, and I need to remind myself how to get into correct position here. There we go. And let's get to level 6 and check out... Huh? What a title. Oh man, it's been a while since we've had one of these puzzles where we are so zoomed in. So there is not too much going on this board, or at least it's a much smaller board. There's not an overload of words. But that doesn't always mean it's easy. The simple ones can often be very deceiving. Let's focus on what we're doing. It's not immediately clear what the win is supposed to be, but I guess it would have to be flag in some way. Baba is you, and also Lonely Baba is fall. Which means as soon as we take a step off of Baba is you, we're falling. Does this mean that we can get onto the grass? We can take a step onto the grass over here, which I suppose we would have to. If we weren't able to get to this area, then we wouldn't have a puzzle, because we wouldn't be able to go anywhere. Now, if I take a step off of here, yeah, that's what I thought. We don't get to fall onto the grass. The way that fall works is it just goes until you hit something that is, I think, stop or push, or maybe pull. So if I try to go up here, I have the same problem. I could... Let me reset. So the is was there. I wasn't sure for a second if that was in the same spot. So then, what does this allow us to do? How do we progress to say... I'm guessing we have to say flag is win? Unless there is some way we can say Baba is win? Can we do anything with this flag? How do I maneuver this flag keyword to where I can do something with it? If I go here... I'm just trying to think. Like, if I take... I guess I could push it down here. Does that get me anywhere? It sort of gives me another place to stand. Flag starts here. I can get to that. Okay. I can get to this side. Now from here... This is an interesting one. This is a different type of thinking than we've been accustomed to. This, it's almost like a platforming challenge, it feels like. It's not quite that. You know, you're not executing any super fast button sequences. But it's not immediately clear. Okay, I guess we could do this. Maybe this is our... See, I can't do anything like this. Once that is done, I'm stuck at the bottom. It feels like they want us to say flag is win. How would that look? In what step or in what sequence do we execute these steps? How do I even get to where I could... How do I get to this top row of grass? I need to be able to do this, don't I? I need to be able to put that there. Now I have access to win. And now I can go like this. Okay. The problem is I need them in a little different order. And how do I do that? I could put this here so that I can push... Oops. so that I can push this up here and fall back. And now I can kind of do the same thing. Oops. I need... Oh. So I put that over there, and then I can come here. Is wind stuck now? Because I don't have a way to build that bridge anymore. Okay, let's start over. So with that knowledge in mind, I can get across to that top row if I have 2 words here. Because I can't get to this square unless I have something to fall. Not even fall. I don't even want to fall at all. I want to just walk onto something that's in this square where Baba is. And I think I have to start with this flag, right? Now I have to remind myself how I did this. How did we do this? Did I push it all the way to the end? What did I do here? I did this, right? There we go. Now, I can't do anything still if I go this way. This feels like a reasonable starting point. Is there any way that I could potentially change the order of these words? If I were to put flag right here, that would allow me to push the is there. But is that what I want? I feel like I might want something a little different. I might actually want the flag out here. Eventually. The issue... what if I do this? I could go like this, because if I put flag there, I have the ability to push it down when I'm done with it. So this allows me to get to this spot and bring Win over. And now that Win is here, I think I might be able to reverse the order of flag and is by doing something like this. And now I can bring Win here, maybe. Is this it? Is this the solution? Do I need to do any more work? The only other work now that needs to be done is getting to the flag. We've managed at least, though, to say flag is Win. But we kind of need it to be like here, don't we? Do we need it to be there? How would we do this? So I could theoretically put Win here. And how did I do this before? Feels very close, and yet we are still quite a ways away. What if we did... Well... There is something potentially different we could do. I'm wondering, can I even do it from here? I might be able to just do it from here. Maybe? Still a little bit tricky. But I think maybe I can go like this. Because what if I do flag is Baba. Now I don't have a lonely Baba. And then I can just say Baba is win. I don't know if there is a solution that involves getting to the flag, but why try to get to the flag when we don't have to? Why even bother with it? That's a fun one. Rock is push. That's right. I forgot that rock is push. So I think now, okay, that's great. I love that level. That's a really good one. What a great solution there. I will be curious to know later if there is a solution that involves the flag. I guess that one sort of does involve the flag. I feel pretty clever about that one. That one is definitely a a well-named puzzle. Let's give a stab at level 7 over here. The question is, I don't need to necessarily do anything yet with the rock. I just need to say that water is level, right? So we just go and we get this into position. And then I think we can just push our cursor, which is on the rock. We can just push this over here, and as long as it's next to it, yeah. Okay, I'm starting to understand the dynamics of moving things around in a level. It can feel like you're a little stuck at times, but there's always a way. Now, what was the name of this level? I sometimes completely... I'm still thinking about the last puzzle and other things. Getting together. It does say that this is a secret level. I'm not sure what the other one was called, but it doesn't say extra 7, right? It just says secret. So maybe there really is no level 5? Either way, getting together. We need to get something together here. The first step is just getting my brain together on all of these words, because we have, holy shit, so many ands. Okay. If I'm to interpret that phrase at the top correctly, Baba is win if Baba is on a wall and on text and on Baba and on rock and on flag. What the hell? Yo. That's already making my brain hurt trying to think about that clause. I think the way the game interprets this is Baba literally has to be on all 5 of those things, which means we need a second Baba in addition to wall, text, rock, and flag. We're going to have to, I guess, shift some text on top of us. We have a flag, and we have a rock. We have 2 rocks, in fact. What we need to create is another Baba. We also have wall, which is stop. So wall is stop just like it normally is, which means, however, we can say that wall is push. And we can also make things shift. So there is a way, when we have that sort of a condition, we can maneuver a scenario where something that is stop gets shifted onto you. And that's what we're gonna have to do, because we need a piece of wall to be on, we need Baba to be on a piece of wall, which means since wall is stopped, the only way to do that is to get a piece of wall onto Baba. Let's just see if we can accomplish that mini task. I feel like that's going to be how we're going to break this down, is just focus on how do we get Baba on wall. The way that we would get Baba on wall, it would have to involve first making wall push. And then something else would have to be shift, right? Rock is shift, maybe? Let's leave rock push, actually, for the moment. And what we can do is we can set up a rock that is facing to the right, and a rock that is facing to the left. And now, if we say rock is shift, and we say wall is push, we should be able to get a piece of wall that is shifting back and forth between these two, right? And that would... The issue becomes... the issue is that Baba is also getting shifted back and forth, right? So really, we don't want them to be shifting back and forth. We want them to be shifting in the same direction. I am going to not be able to do this because wall is stop. So we need to back this all the way up to here and first actually just push them both in the same direction. This also has a problem, though. I guess it's not a problem if I don't make rock shift immediately. So let's say I put this over here. And let's say I do wall is push. And then I put this here and I just go like this and I wait. Okay, we have a scenario where Baba is on wall. We also need to do this so that text is on Baba, or Baba is on text. Which I think we can... Oh. Can I just do this like this? I don't even have to be that fancy about this. I don't need two things that are shift. I just need one. And I can sort of push two things. Okay. Can I do that? I might be able to do that with a piece of text. If I go like this, I'm sort of running out of space a little bit here. Let me quickly put rock as push here, and we will... Like I said, I just need one rock. I'll put it over here so I have more room. And now we will turn this back to shift. And we'll make wall push again. So now I think if I do this, this actually pushes, not pushes, but shifts the text onto the wall? No, because wall is stop. Or is it because wall is push? I think it's actually because wall is push. What if I were to... No, I don't think... What I'm thinking of doing wouldn't work either. I was thinking of maybe doing this, making wall not push, but the problem is wall is stop. And if I try to go like this, the on never gets on top of the wall. This might be the first obstacle, is just figuring out how do we get a piece of text actually on top of a wall. I suppose it would have to be through transformation. We are not limited. I don't think we're actually limited at all in our transformation of things. So it might be, we're given access to wall, Baba, and rock. So maybe what we want to do is say that wall is rock. That might be easier, right? That might make things a lot easier for us, simply because rock inherently is not anything. And now we can really selectively do a lot of stuff, can't we? Because we have an on keyword, that's the other thing I haven't talked about yet. I've sort of been thinking about it in the back of my mind, but we have the ability with on to selectively transform. And I need to be able to selectively transform one of these into a wall. This is assuming that I'm doing the right order of things here. It may not be that I'm supposed to transform the walls into rocks. Let's think through what this means here. Because I need to not just selectively transform a rock into a wall, but I need it to happen. I need it to happen when text is on it as well. So what I kind of need okay, one thing I am realizing here is that we don't have access to the flag keyword. So this is our only flag, I think. This is our only flag. So actually, that also kind of puts a limit on everything, right? Because everything has to happen here. It's not a huge limitation, but it does sort of focus our objective a little more, that we need things to happen at this focal point. So let's say rock is push. If we say rock is push, we put a rock here so it's facing down, and then we say rock is shift. This does allow us to get shifted the text, allows the text to be shifted on top of Baba. So now we do have two parts of this. Win condition. We have text and flag. Baba on text and Baba on flag. We also need a wall, and we need a Baba, and we need a rock. It might be easier if I can make... If I can make a Baba, making a second Baba is probably a good thing for us here. So what if we selectively turn, let's say something like wall on rock is Baba. We're going to do that, and we're going to say wall is push. We're going to say wall is push, and wall on rock is Baba. Because now we push one of these pieces of the wall, and now we have a second Baba. We could make quite a few Babas here. I don't know what is the correct number right away, but I think 2 is probably a good place for us to start. And then maybe we deactivate wall is push. We're going to need... We actually have all of the pieces here, right? Now, one of the tricks... Because wall is stop, we at some point need to... What we might need to do is say something like Baba on rock is wall. Man, how are we gonna do this? Or maybe rock on Baba is wall. Maybe that's what we're gonna do. Dang. As I'm thinking this through, this is feeling really complicated. We're really... Obviously, it's a tough puzzle, right? Maybe not obviously, but There are so many conditions to satisfy here, and it's going to be very tricky trying to do a conditional transformation that doesn't eliminate one of our pieces, one of our requirements that we need. How do I explain this? Wall is stop is a real problem here. That is maybe the biggest problem. How do we create a wall here while also having a rock? Is this about creating a chain of things that are going to be shifted onto one another? Let's just take this one step at a time. Let's just say that rock is push for now. Let's just go, let's try to keep it simple for the moment. So we put a rock there. That feels like the easiest part because both rock and flag inherently are not push. Everything else that we need to put in one square, Baba, text, and wall, they're either U or push or stop. And those things are tricky to deal with. U is not as bad as stop because you can get things that are push or stop shifted on top of you. Maybe we need to stack. Maybe that's what I should be working toward, is creating I think I actually want to... Okay, let's think about how we do this. Let's create another... Do we need to create another Baba? Maybe not. If we say that rock is shift. Actually, first, let's say rock is push. Let's first say that rock is push, and let's bring our rock here into play. And let's push it to the left. So now it is facing left. Because what I'm thinking of doing... I want to somehow end up with a scenario where I have a piece of wall stacked on one of my pieces of text. Wall is stop, which means I can't just push them together or shift them together. I have to transform something into a wall while that something is also on the same square as my piece of text. So that's the scenario I'm trying to put together here. Because I have to get everything together. We just gotta put it together. What is the best way to do that? If I'm thinking about saying that rock is shift, ooh, that also pushes that off of the flag, but that's okay for now, I think. It actually it shifted the flag, right? But I think that's okay. We don't have to worry about that just yet. If we can get a scenario where a piece of text and a wall are on the same square together, that's fairly easy to... We could theoretically get them both shifted onto our square and make our win condition. And then we might have everything that we need. Because In order to make Baba on Baba, I just need to put these two overlapping, right? That gives me Baba on Baba. So ultimately, and I can actually make quite a few Babas. Because I could just say that wall is push and I could make more Babas. But is that what I want to do? I feel like we want rock to be shift. We want rock to be shift because I want to... What do I want to do here? I think I might want to say that Baba is push. Am I saying Baba is push? No, I need an item that is not push. I need an object that is not push to be on top. Maybe I need this other rock. Maybe that's what I need. Let's go back to rock is shift. Sorry, rock is push. Let's go back to that, and I think I might need this other rock before we might need it. The problem is gonna be, I think I need it to be a Baba. Shit. This is a little tricky. We have to be very particular in how we think about this, and it's easy for me to get distracted and think about too many moving parts in this. The thing we're trying to focus on here is getting a piece of text to occupy the same space as a piece of wall, which means we need something here. And that can only happen if we are transforming the wall, we are transforming something into the wall after it's on that piece of text. Rock is shift. Rock is shift. Oh, does this actually work? If I do this here and I say that, I think this might work. Because what I want to say now is I want to say that Baba on rock is wall. We say Baba on rock is wall. So does this mean that the push needs to be the word? What word makes sense? Maybe wall itself? I don't want Baba to be shift though. I want, I think, rock to be shift. But it's going to shift the piece of text away. Let's make both rocks face left. Ooh, I did not mean to do that. Don't want that to happen yet. Can I simply just go like this? That's what I was hoping. Because now... Shit, it breaks that phrase. It doesn't quite get us there. The only way it might get us there is if... we kind of need another rock. Or another Baba? Because I'm thinking now what I might need to do is put like a rock at this end to sort of keep it all in place. Does that work? Putting a rock here that's shift? Should work actually, right? So let's say that wall is push. And let's put a wall on top of a rock. And we're going to say that wall on rock. Or do we want to say wall on Baba is rock? That might be what we do. Wall on Baba is rock. Let's get this phrase, let's get this up here a little bit for the moment. Damn it. Okay, so we say wall on Baba is rock, and then we need to say that rock is shift. Because now we just wait, and that becomes another rock. Okay. That might have been super overcomplicated for what I really need to do here. But it's what I saw. Let's go ahead and say rock is push now. And we can bring this here. And we can put it need to try to keep my Babas offset. I need my shift to be out of the way as well, I suppose. But we need this to be shifted this way. And then we need to simply push these over, maybe one more. And then like this. Or maybe one more. Because now I can say the phrase that I had before, which I need to remember what I had. What did I even have? The point that I was getting at here was I wanted to be able to say that rock on... No, I needed to say that Baba on rock is wall, right? Is that what I was doing? Shit, I might be messing this up. I think that's what I was saying, though. Baba on rock needs to be wall. I think. Because if that is the case, wall is also push. I don't think I want that. I need, maybe it doesn't matter right now. But what I really need is for, I really need shift. And I need rock to be shift. So then I can do, it breaks rock as shift. It breaks rock as shift. Oh, I just needed to do that. I was making this... No, but it can't be that because I need the text to be there. So can I do that with push? Can I say that... Can I put push right there? It's gonna keep breaking rock as shift. This is a really interesting one, and there is a lot going on in this puzzle. It might be one that we'll see if we can make one last bit of progress here, and then I might have to leave it. But I want to see... I'm almost certainly coming up with a super overcomplicated solution here. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. which is partly why maybe I keep going down these roads. I was thinking I could maneuver a scenario where I sort of like, you know, Baba just keeps pushing on through the phrase that's getting sort of... You saw what I was doing, right? I sort of... We were able to push Baba through the phrase until we got to the point where... Ooh. We can stack tax. Text stack, excuse me. How did I do that, actually? Actually, how did I do that? Because I thought I couldn't just... It's because I said rock is shift and then not shift? Or is it because the wall is getting shifted and that is forcing the text onto one another? Does this help me? I'm not sure this helps me. Okay, I don't actually think that text stacking is useful to us. Maybe there's a world where making multiple things shift or something like that could be useful, but I think we need to be able to make phrases like Baba on rock is wall. Because we need to be able to selectively transform things, right? So what do we want to do instead? Because again, ultimately, I've said this a few times now, but I need to keep reminding myself because I have to try and stay focused on what sort of a singular mini objective, and that is to try to maneuver a scenario where some object that is not a wall, in other words, some object that's not stop, and it has to be basically just Baba or a rock, one of those objects has to be on the same square as a piece of text. Similar to how we have the rock on Baba right now. At least the word Baba, this one right here. Am I being silly? Can I simply just say rock is wall? That's probably not good enough because I've lost my rocks. I think this is the reason I can't just do this, is because I do need to keep some rocks around, right? What happens if I could do something like this, right? I can push text on top of myself, quote unquote. But the question is, how do I do this while also having like another object? I sort of need to have everything Dang, how do we do this? All right, I think that is where I am going to wrap up this installment of Baba Is You. Brain juices are just starting to run out a little bit here. It feels like there's still a lot of low-hanging fruit on this puzzle, but this particular mini objective of trying to get the wall, trying to get something transformed into a wall while it is also on top of a piece of text, while also not eliminating my other rocks. There's maybe something I'm overlooking here, and it feels like I'm getting just a little lost in the sauce. So let's take a break from this. We'll hit this next session, and we honestly don't have too much left, it feels like, or at least not too much left in terms of what we really need to do is we really need to be able to make progress over in the depths. We need to be able to if I can get myself back over here. This is the next point of progression. It has to be. We're gonna need to make some progress over here at some point. And I guess we'll keep mulling it over. We'll take maybe one more look at it here and just see about crushers. But this one's had me stumped as well. We've got some stumpers here left at the end. We just don't have too much to work on. And so hopefully we can get unstuck at some point here and open up some more puzzles for us. So thank you all very much for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next one.